When I first got here, I knew that, there's a guy that of his size and strength had the ability to do some things at some different positions. The part that's probably his biggest strength is his mental capacity that he has of understanding our offense. And here's something that's always important for linemen. You have to know what your deficiency is, recognizing that and knowing how to overcome it. And that's how guys, I'll give a perfect example, Zach Fulton. And it's been told to me from some of the scouts is the reason Zach's having some of the success that he is because Zach's a very intelligent kid that understands some of the things that he might be not as good at, and he works to overcome them. There's some guys that are just blind to it, and they just think that they're quick and they think they're strong, and they're really not, so they got to find ways of overcoming that. Kyler's done a good job of being able to understand the offense, reading defenses, and being able to allow himself to be, say, one step ahead or having himself a chance to execute the block at different positions. That's been his strong suit. Can he have the ball in his hand and snap? Sure he can. It hasn't been something he's done a lot of lately, but he's the one guy that has the ability to play really every position. And, tackle's one that he's fought his way. Naturally, by stature, you'd like the guys to be a lot taller at that position and so forth. But again, he finds a way to fight his way to a battle at that position, and that's what he's done really all year.
A lot of the credit to the run game has been given to Josh Dobbs, but when you grade film, how much better are the offensive linemen playing the last couple of games?
We've improved, but I was, answering this question a little bit earlier. It's the offense as a whole in terms of Coach Jones talks about weekly improvements and throughout the year wanting to improve and so forth. Our receivers have done a tremendous job blocking on the perimeter. We've improved in certain areas of things that we've needed to do. I think the consistency for the running backs and with Josh running the ball has been able to get his run reads and their run reads more consistently, allowing us to have the success we've had. So collectively, it's been, across the board. It's not one individual player. It's not one individual position. It's collectively us doing a better job and really feeding off of it because, if you keep coming in every day and you're terrible, and you're not getting any of the results that you want, none of the results you want, the guys are really having a tough time of really getting over that hump. Well, we broke the ice, so to speak, a little bit a couple weeks ago, having some success. So now we're working to build on it, and the guys are more excited to keep getting better at it, And their attitudes have been fantastic, but it's human nature. You keep working, you're not seeing positive results. It can be very discouraging. They started seeing some positive results, so they're feeding off of that a little bit as a whole. So that part's been fun.
How has Gillum functioned at that right tackle position with that torn ACL?
He keeps trucking along. I mean, it's an amazing deal, and I've been surprised. I've been encouraged, and he's a tough son of a gun that really does a tremendous job for us, and just keeps fighting along.
I was watching Baylor the other day on a short yardage situation, and they run the spread, of course. They took a 390-pound defensive tackle and put him at fullback just to mash people. And another team I was watching, they took a backup center and used him in that regard. Have you looked at that, or do you have anybody fit that mold just to line up like that? No. We look at, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever that may be. Number one, formation. Based as far as what obviously gives you and allows you the best opportunity. Sometimes, it's got to be a right type of person to do that with. There's a lot that would go into that, and you got to ask yourself, is it worth the time and effort for one individual that we really don't necessarily look at our roster and say there's somebody that's just completely jumping out? As we've worked A.J. Johnson at the back position, and we'll continue to do that, but somebody other than that in a backfield position, no.
Is this about as creative as y'all have had to be in short yardage this season, or is this common, something you've had to do before?
I mean, we've had to do it. I mean, it's always, it's something that's ongoing. I mean, it's probably the number one question asked. I watch games all the time, NFL, and I watch college games, and I watch them, especially when it gets to be 3rd and 1, and I get excited and watch and see what teams do, and I see them get stopped as well. And sometimes some people do the simplest of things. Sometimes some people try to not do trickery, but they do, everything from, a jumbo set formationally to shifting the formation to motioning to all the things that go with it. So, at the end of the day, you got to dig deep. You got to run your feet, and you got to, win level 1 to level 2, and we got to get a yard. And there's nothing magical or fancy about it. It's a matter of sometimes you look at it and say, oh, they didn't get it. Well, again, it's like any other play. If one guy loses his block and pass protection, it's a sack. The other 4 guys could be blocking well. One guy gets beat. So, that's an area that we obviously got to improve on, and we work to improve on that, and it's a point of emphasis.